All right, here we go. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Hey, it's NFL Thursday. Y'all know it's going down. Eagles, Cowboys, but we ain't here for that. We here for the Connecticut Sun. WNBA, let's go. Yes, I am your sideline reporter and host tonight, Tarika Foster-Brasby, and I'm excited because I get to once again talk to two fantastic and fabulous coaches of the Connecticut Sun. Of course, head coach Rachid Meziane. Hey, coach.
Hi.
And when we got new to the coach's show, but not new coach, and that's Coach Chaz Franklin. What's going on, Chaz?
How are you?
I'm wonderful. Welcome.
Thank you.
Don't be nervous. We're going to be all right.
I'm not nervous.
Well, let's just go ahead and get into it because we're going to talk some Sun basketball. It's been a month since we've been here, since we've had a chance to chat, and we just got to catch up on everything that's happened over the last month. So this first question is kind of for both of you. And it's just about how the team performed in the month of August. Like, it was like a brand new situation. Like a light clicked on and the team started to click. And there was a nice streak in the month of August of winning some games. And it just feels like the energy shifted for the team. So, Coach, we'll start with you. Just how did that energy shift happen? Or shall I say, how did the locker room feel different in the month of August?
Yeah. There has been, a shift, and since the All-Star break, we can feel, the group, growing together, and the energy is as more focused, as more connected. Mm-hmm. The players are really, locked in on the details, and so we have been holding, each other accountable, and so we can see how now we are defending, how we are rebounding, and how we are, handling, the tough moments, because the game is sometimes a good moment, but also tough moments. But I think that we can see, different team. Locker room is better. So I think that we found our chemistry. It wasn't the case at the beginning, but I can say that today, players and the coaching staff are in the same page.
Yeah. How about for you, Coach?
I think just a greater sense of togetherness, both with the staff and the locker room.
Yep.
A greater sense of tenacity. I felt like they were fighting a little harder for a greater sense of pride. I mean, we're representing not only this organization, but the state of Connecticut, which is the basketball capital of the world, as they say, right?
Come on now.
Yeah, so, when you're representing Connecticut, I mean, the contribution that this state has given to women's basketball, I feel like our players really leaned into it. I heard them talking about it a lot.
For sure.
So, just a greater sense of tenacity and togetherness helped us out a lot.
Yeah, I love that. I definitely would buy into that too, because it definitely feels like there's a sense of pride that comes after you win. If you get that first taste of winning, then you get that back-to-back win. You're like, wait a minute now, and you buy into that. And I feel like the team saw that. But it also feels like the execution is a little different. And so, is that the thing? Is it that they are executing what you guys have always been pushing and preaching, or, has even that maybe shifted or changed as the season has gone on?
Well, I think it's a combination of both. We have a good game plan in place. I mean, I can personally vouch for that. And I think the level of buy-in has been greater after All-Star break. So, I'm a believer that it's never one thing in particular, but more so a combination of the two. So it's execution, and a matter of want to, right? Combined. So
yeah. How about for you, Coach?
Yeah, it's like Chaz say, I think a combination of a lot of things. But when it comes, to execution, for me, it's every time about consistency. Every time about consistency and doing the little things right. Every possession. When I have to talk about the offense, we are talking about the spacing, the timing, the extra pass, and I like this playing with this team first mentality, and just defensively bring toughness and every time everything is clicked, we had success. So it's about just stick the game plan.
Now, when we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but we are at the end of the season. There are a few games left. And so you do have a moment where you have to think about, like, what do we take from this season, the lessons learned, the things that we did well, and look forward to improving or even just implementing those things into next season. So are there some things that you are looking to take from what we've done or what was accomplished in this season and kind of build on it for next year?
First of all, I think that this season taught us a lot about our strengths, about our resilience, and where we need to improve and to grow. But getting to the next season, I think that we have to carry over our chemistry we developed during this year, because I think that we found our chemistry too late this year. We didn't find our identity at the beginning of the season. So don't replicate the same mistakes is our goal for the next year. But what we did with our young players, I think that it's something we have to keep and make sure that they can start the next season at the highest level.
Yeah, same. How about for you?
I think the thing that I was most impressed with is our resiliency and mental toughness.
Yep.
Rachid alluded to it earlier. Our players showed up each and every day. I learned a lot from them.
Yeah.
Just in terms of showing up with great energy, showing up with a smile. The younger players, their energy. Sanaya Rivers is infectious. Anissa is infectious. Some of our older players, you always hear Tina's voice, and you have Marina tick-tocking on the side. We need them, right? I mean, this has been at times a tough season for us. But you know what I learned? It's kind of cliche, but they say tough times don't last, but tough people do. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I respect most about our team and our staff, that, man, we took some bumps along the road, but, we've been forging forward. So I think it's a great thing to build off of going into the offseason. As Rachid mentioned, with the development of the young players, I mean, they've been absolutely spectacular. So, that's certainly a building block that we can build on in the future, right?
To be honest, we've got a better building block than most, because the three that you just mentioned, adding Layla Lacan to that, I have said for months now that this is probably the most fun team to watch in the W. Records aside, all of that, this team is so fun. You watch the game and you feel every game there's a chance. You feel like somebody's going to do something spectacular. Sanaya don't never let me down. She always gives me something to be like. We talking about that on social media later. She always gives me something. Niece always gives me attitude. I absolutely love it. And Layla gives me that shyness, but really not really. She strikes me as the one that's if you get to know her more, she's probably not as shy as she pretends to be. See what I'm saying? I know it. I see it. I peep it. And I love that. That's a great start for a young team, for a new team. And right now, the team is campaigning for those three in particular to be voted on the all-rookie team and to be voted for all-defensive team. And I think that it makes a lot of sense, because they have phenomenally shown impressive performances across the league, across their rookie counterparts. So how do you see those three players in particular having grown over this season, from training camp to all-star break to getting more minutes to where they are now? How have they just grown and matured in this league?
Let me go first.
Yeah, you can go first.
Well, Anissa has, I think her growth, all of their growth has been exceptional and visible, both, I guess, to the fan base, to the public, but to we as coaches as well. Anissa, I think the thing that I appreciate the most is, she took it by force, right? Rachid mentioned that she has something, a level of toughness, a motor that you just can't teach. A very determined young woman. When she's earned enough minutes to play something like over 20 minutes a game, she's a double-double. And I've seen her do it in traffic, in her area, outside of her area. And it's just so unique just to watch her grow from that regard. Her free throws, she's been shooting 80% from the free throw line. I think her first game, she went 0 for 4, 0 for 5. Like, oh, man, we really got to work on the free throws. But it's been all Anissa, in terms of just putting in the work. And then when you talk about Sanaya, I mean, she's had so many ups and downs personally in her familial life. So she's been an inspiration to me, just watching how resilient and how much of a light she has. She leans into her work, and I was just always amazed at how upbeat she could be, right? She walked in with a certain skill set athletically that was in the top 1%. That was why we wanted to draft her. That's why we drafted her, right?
Yeah.
And just to watch her develop in that area, to accept the challenge of guarding these elite guards in the WNBA, going toe-to-toe, nose-to-nose with them, and not being afraid. There's a lot of room for growth. But as you mentioned before, just something spectacular every single day. So we're really excited about the flashes that she shows. And then when you talk about Layla and being shy, right, she's one of my personal favorites. We had a game, I'm not going to say verse 2, but it was a Hall of Fame guard. And Layla got into foul trouble. And I said, Layla, listen, you got to watch where you put your hands. She's really smart. And when Layla's shy, she said, I saw that fight. She said, she's not smart. She's a baby. She's crying. I can guard her. And I said, oh, we got the right person. Yeah, we got the right person. So she showed the level of toughness and the level of fight and dog, as we say, these underdogs, that I could really appreciate. So she's quiet, right, and shy, but she's not soft and reserved, I'll tell you that much. There's fire inside of Layla Lacan for sure.
I know that's right. I saw that eye. There is absolutely some fire inside of that girl. She tougher than me. I'd be crying. All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot, Coach. So it's voting time, and media is the one who votes for these awards. And it just so happened that I'm a media voter. So I need you to convince me, as if I need convincing. I need you to convince me to vote for Layla and Anissa and Sanaya for the all-rookie team. So what's your argument? Be a lawyer now, Coach.
Yeah, I will say that their growth this season is incredible. And when you look at them, you are looking at them like rookies, but what they are producing this year is more than a rookie's expectation. Right. They are producing, and it's not only statistic, but because how they are out of the court, but they are performing and contributing to our wins. Okay, at the highest level in the world. Mm-hmm. So it's for why you have to vote for them and. And it's very exciting because you are one of our broadcasters, so it's very exciting to see how they are improving, in the real time.
Yes. Yeah. I agree with that 100%. Every game, you can see something that they're doing different, the development doing different. And so I think that's a testament to so many things, right? It's a testament to the coaching style and the development that they are learning from the staff that you all provide, but also them just wanting to be good and realizing that they have so much more potential to tap into. But I'm going to stick with Layla for a second because we talk about the rookies and in terms of what their performances are, but she's had less time to do it than everyone else. She's only played in 24 games. Like, she hasn't had the same 30-some-odd, 40-some-odd games that everybody else has to do it, and yet she's still top 3 in 5 statistical categories, and that is incredibly impressive. She, I often wonder what her ceiling could have been had she been able to start the season with Connecticut versus coming in July. So just knowing, and I'll start with you, Coach, just knowing, how she came in mid-season, does that, really speak to her as a player? Or is that just really the tenacity that she has? Like, how do you put into words someone coming in mid-season but having the impact that she has?
Without, the benefit of the training camp, I think that what she join us during the season, it's not a small task, and it just speaks volumes how she is as a player and how she is as a competitor, and it shows that she's a she has, high basketball IQ, and she's smart, and she's, study. She reads the game well, and she's a great defender, and her versatility is amazing. But yeah, it wasn't easy for her to, because joining a team at the mid-season, it's also create connection, find your position in a team, and it wasn't easy at this time for her to join us, because we weren't on a good dynamic, but yeah, she adjusts herself, very well, and yeah, I'm very happy for her that she's capable of performing like that.
Absolutely. And sticking with that same thing, is it harder to coach a team with rookies, like because of the expectation that people have for rookies versus veteran players? Do you think it's harder to have to implement your style, your coaching style with a team that's primarily young, like this Connecticut team is, versus maybe a team that's more experienced?
I think that it depends, the players you have, but they are nice kids, and I like how they have embraced being professional, and so it was easy. It wasn't something hard for me. It was just a pleasure and something very exciting to have them around us. So yeah, not something very hard, so easy.
Okay, and Chaz, can you maybe speak to the difficulties of the development when it comes to the transition, right? Because I don't know if people realize this, but when you're a rookie, like those first 3 weeks is wild. You just went from Final Four to the draft to training camp in like 3 weeks. Like we don't, the women don't get a break like the men get a good 2-3 month break, deep development in the summer. Like you got to pick this up very quickly. How difficult is that transition process?
Well, I've always felt like rookies in the WNBA and WNBA players in general are the most warrior-like professional athletes on the planet, just because of what they have to endure. Sanaya and Anissa are coming directly from college basketball. NBA players have the opportunity to kind of decompress. They go to Aruba, right? WNBA players, they go to training camp, right? Olivia Nelson-Ododa came from China. Our players are coming right from Europe. I played an 8-month season before, and to think that, man, I would have a week to take off, and then I got to do it all over again at the highest level, I'm not sure it's something that I would be able to do, and I consider myself to be pretty tough, right? So it's always impressive. It's so exceptional. I've never seen anything like it, and I don't know if any other pro athlete on the planet can play at this pace and this level and this schedule, right, with the travel, with the training that these women play. So it's something that I admire a lot.
Yeah, no, the travel piece is another piece I didn't even think about in that moment, that it's when you add that, because travel it's a condensed season because of the time, but it's more games. And now the league is adding 2 more teams, which could possibly mean even more games, and that's a whole different level, whole different layer. But let's talk to you for a second, because when we introduced you, I said that you were new, but not new to coaching, but new to Connecticut, new to the team, new to the coaches show. Just how do you describe your developmental philosophy? Like, what are some of the coaching philosophies that you have that maybe you brought to this team?
Well, I think the first thing is just building and developing interpersonal relationships. It's really, really, really important to me. I try to value the player, like the human, the person, before we get into anything tactical, anything structural, just because I feel like if you don't know these players, how can you possibly help them? And it's really important to develop a certain level, the baseline level of trust, right? With Sanaya, we communicate in a different way than what I communicate with Anissa. With someone like Marina Mabry, she's from New Jersey, I'm from Philadelphia. We're both high energy Northeasterners, so we usually scream and yell at each other and then hug afterwards, right?
It's a regular conversation.
This is normal. This is how it is in the Franklin household. This is normal. The Mabry household as well. So for me, it's developing those interpersonal relationships first, and then secondary is teaching them or trying to hopefully show them how they can be successful on the individual level within the organizational construct that we have in place. So, I mean, these are all of our players, right? They are absolute stars in their family and where they come from and in their community, right? So we don't want them to sacrifice all that they've worked for, but we want to show them how they can be successful within Rachid is running, right, and how he's leading us, if that makes sense.
It makes
right.
sense. No, that makes tons of sense. And so with that being said, when you are focusing on a player development goal, is there a centralized goal that is, this is the main focus for no matter what player that I'm working with, and then we tailor that? Or is the goal always tailored to the individual that you're working with?
Well, I think the first thing is, from a centralized standpoint, I want to help them develop what I call like a clean game. Yep. So we're talking about efficiency. Shooting percentages, assist to turnover ratio. Yep. How can we have this young, athletic, thriving body with this old mind that I developed over the time, right? I can't do it anymore, right? Yeah. But how can we get them to think like a coach, but in a player's body? Yeah. So that's the centralized thing, but I think you have to tailor to each individual player. Because they're all different in that regard.
That's true.
Schematically, they all thrive in different parts of the floor and, certain plays that we run. So just trying to help them understand it in that regard. Like, we all want to be successful and we want a clean game, yep. But you have to also have your individual flavor and your spots, too, where you can be successful.
No, that makes tons of sense. And I know before I go back to coach really quick, just one quick thing. You coached in the Chicago system for a little bit. You spent some time at Marquette. And to me, there's always a difference, like sort of how, I talked to you about the international difference between the WNBA. There's a difference from college and playing and coaching at the professional level. Like, what are maybe some of the differences that you've noticed other than maybe like the recruitment part? Because I think that's the toughest part. But what are like maybe some of the differences between coaching and the two?
I think the amount of time that you have to invest in the players. Yeah. When you're in college, you have school. Most of our players have 15, 16 credit hours. Traveling, that's a big deal in college. Yeah. As far as from a coaching perspective, it's almost like, I don't want to call it babysitting, but you have to make sure you're mindful of what our players are doing at any given moment, and you are ordering their meals. And when you become a pro, you're expected to conduct yourself as a professional. Right, so that's the biggest thing. It's a lot of man hours that you spend in the NCAA. You're starting your day maybe 8 o'clock in the morning. You're not usually leaving at 7, 8 at night. So that's one of the main differences that I've noticed. From a player perspective, we already talked about it, the schedule. As a pro, you have to really be able to take care of your body and manage your rest and your recovery and your nutrition. As a professional, college, they handle a lot of that for you. Yeah, you're going to eat this, do that, sleep this time, bed check, good night, right? So I think those are the main two differences that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, what was it about Chaz that you felt would be great to add to your coaching staff and what he would bring here to Connecticut?
Bringing Chaz on was easy, and what set him, apart. His ability to connect to the I will say players, but to connect to the person. Yes. And I think how his process, to understand the person before the players, builds some trust, and I think that trust, help my players to grow and to improve. He's not just about drill and reps. He's more than that, and so a lot of credits on Chaz. When I see Anissa improving, and when I see Sanaya improving, we need time to know each other, like everyone. So it takes time, but I really understand how he's working.
I love that. It is so important to connect with people, like on a deeper level, other than just surface level kind of conversation. I feel like as a coach, you can connect with people in a different way, then that helps them to be able to listen to what you're trying to say and understand what it is that you're trying to teach them. And I think both of you do, at least from the outside looking in, do a great job of connecting with people and connecting with players. But you also played internationally for 15 years. I don't know, you feel like you think you still got it?
No.
He said no.
Well, first of all, thank you again, Rachid, for your compliment that you gave me. I felt like he should have mentioned the fact that we had the same barber and that brought us together, but he overlooked that one. But so now that that's out the way, no, I'm washed up. It's over. Our players let me know it every single day.
That is a wrap.
I felt like this was a safe space, an anti-bullying kind of environment. It hasn't been the case with me. I'm told I'm slow. I can't shoot, dribble.
Yep.
I don't dress well.
Yep.
I don't generally smell good. So my playing days are over, for sure. And our players let me know every single day. But I was blessed. I had my time.
That's cool.
Right? It's about them now. It's not about me.
That's really cool. So now that I know it, they're talking crap about you and your game, and they're taking your money for half-court shots every day. There we go. Like, I love the balance that the team has with giving each coach their own crap, being a menace to each coach. I love that. So last thing on this subject, last week I asked Coach Hodges, and I asked Rachid to tell me what was a favorite memory that you have so far this season, something that like sticks out to you. Now I gotta ask you, so like what's a memory or something that happened this season that you're like, I'm gonna always remember that one?
Well, for me, when we're doing pregame and we're getting dressed, the male coaches and the female coaches dress in separate locker rooms, right? So in the WNBA, we're not always privy to just, being around the guys, right? I miss part of that, being in the locker room. So our locker rooms generally turn into World War III. I'm representing the United States of America, and Rachid is representing France, and Pascal is representing Belgium, and Bach is representing kind of Washington, D.C., kind of Africa a little bit, right? And we just go at each other every day, all day, and it warms my heart because, these relationships are not always easy to build. They're not always easy to find, and we've had some ups and downs throughout the season, but you know what? It makes coming into work enjoyable every day. And right before we go out there into a game, I feel like we're lighthearted, we're ready to rock and roll, and win, lose, or draw, I really enjoy coming to work with these guys every day. So that's my favorite memory.
I love that. Now I know why y'all be laughing. Now I get the inside scoop on why y'all be laughing on the way to the bench. I'm like, because y'all cutting up in the locker room. Got it. I'm going to keep that in mind. Fan questions. Love it. So before I get to the fan questions, just a couple of things, because the Sun has a lot going on over the next couple of weeks. So this Saturday, the Sun will be taking on the Phoenix Mercury at 1 p.m. It is the final matchup between these two teams of the 2025 regular season. So we hope to see you there. Do not be coming in there cheering for Alyssa and DB. You are coming to cheer for the Sun, okay, guys? On Wednesday, September 10th, the Sun is hosting Fan Appreciation Night. It is presented by Anthem, Carl RX, and the final home game of the regular season as the team takes on the Atlanta Dream at 7 o'clock. So it's a night for the real ones, y'all. The dedicated fans, they're showing some love to you guys. There's going to be giveaways, prizes, contests galore, and it's all going to take place during the game. So if you are there on time, you might be one of the select fans to receive a fan appreciation t-shirt. So get your tickets there. And again, for all information that you need about the events that are coming up, getting your Connecticut Sun tickets, you can find all that on the website at sun.wnba.com. So, all right, fan question. Both of you, I'll start with you first, Rachid. What does the off season look like for you? Like, what are you going to take a break, take a vacation?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but, a lot of film, review my season and to come back more prepared and stronger, next year. And for sure, visit, players and meet some players and see with who we want to build our future team. And it will be the time to work out with our young players too. We need to, and we are waiting, what they want do during off season. But rest, spend time with family, disconnect a little bit, study a lot, and come back stronger.
Yeah, no, that's good. Rest for sure. And how about you? What you doing this off season?
Well, I think off-season, just for my position, is about constructing player development plans for the players that will be in market. That's very, very, very important to me and just for our organization as a whole. On top of that, developing other plans for our players that maybe won't be so close, right? But they'll be in Europe and they'll be in Asia. Some of them will be in Miami at an arrival. So just making sure we stay connected to them just to make sure that, they do have a plan in place and they still feel like they are part of what we're doing even though we're miles away.
No, that's a great question, a great answer. It actually ties into the second question that I'll ask you, which is with many teams joining overseas and playing overseas, how do you stay connected to those players that may be playing in different countries or playing overseas, or how do you stay connected ahead of the season?
I will go to watch their games. I will go and talk with them, not only with FaceTime. I like meet people in person. So I will for sure visit them in Europe. So I think that some of our coaching staff will stay in here, and some of us will travel in Europe. I think that it's very important to stay connected and to continue to build our relationship with our players. It will be cool to see them in a different environment, and maybe the role can be different, and it will be very interesting for me to watch them.
Yeah, well, listen, Coach, if you need an assistant, I am free this off season, and I will absolutely pull up at somebody's Chinese game and be like, "What's up?" I keep that in the back of your mind, just letting you know. All right, so we have to give away our jersey winner. Let me see what jersey we got today. Oh, we got a Marina Mabry jersey today. I'm usually trying to steal the jersey, but I actually already have a Marina jersey, so you're safe. And Joe, is Joe here? Because Joe is the winner. Joe. Yeah, okay, Joe. Come on, Joe. I don't know if Joe is here. If Joe isn't here, do we get to pick another name? Do he just get it automatically? Joe went to go eat. Joe went to go watch the Eagles game. Well, listen, Joe, we're going to hold your jersey for you. Don't trust me with this jersey. We're going to hold this jersey for Joe, but we appreciate you all coming out and showing some love to our coaches. This was the final coaches show of the season, so please give it up for Coach Rachid. Give it up for Coach Chaz. Give it up for yourselves for hanging out with us all season long. We truly appreciate you. We will do this again next year, and we hope to see you guys at the games this weekend. So peace out.
Thank you, Terica.